In a beautiful palace, surrounded by tall walls and colorful gardens, lived a young prince named Kalen. Kalen had everything a person could dream of: riches, power, and comfort. But he was not happy. His life felt like a golden cage. Kalen was kind and intelligent. He loved to read, write, and dream about the world outside the palace. But his parents, the king and queen, controlled every part of his life. He was never allowed to leave the palace or make his own choices. Kalen would often sit by the window, looking at the world outside. He wished for freedom. He wished for someone who could understand him. He felt lonely in the grand palace, even though it was always filled with people. One day, a new slave girl arrived at the palace. Her name was Anya. She was different from anyone Kalen had ever seen. Her eyes were dark and full of life, and her movements were graceful like a dancer. Anya had been taken from her village and brought to the palace. She worked hard, cleaning rooms and carrying water. But Anya was not like the other slaves. She had a strong spirit and a clever mind. She never let the sadness of her situation break her. Kalen noticed her while she worked in the garden. He was immediately drawn to her. There was something about her strength and kindness that made his heart beat faster. Kalen found reasons to talk to Anya. At first, their conversations were short and polite. But as time passed, they started sharing stories. Kalen told her about his dreams of freedom, and Anya shared her love for her village and her hopes for a better life. They laughed together, talked about books, and shared their dreams. Anya told Kalen about the stars in the night sky and how they made her feel free. Kalen, in return, shared his favorite stories from the books he read. Slowly, their friendship grew. They looked forward to seeing each other every day. Their friendship turned into something deeper: love. Kalen and Anya knew their love was forbidden. A prince was never allowed to love a slave. But they couldn't stop their feelings. They started meeting in secret under the cover of night. In the quiet corners of the palace, they whispered their hopes and dreams. They promised to be there for each other no matter what. Their love gave them strength. For Kalen, Anya was a light in his dark world. For Anya, Kalen was her hope for a better future. Together they felt free, even if it was just for a little while. Their happiness didn't last long. One day, a jealous courtier saw them together and told the palace guards. The guards caught Kalen and Anya during one of their secret meetings. The punishment was harsh. Kalen was banished from the palace. He was sent far away to live alone. Anya was sold to a cruel master who treated her badly. Their separation was painful. They missed each other every day, but even though they were apart, their love stayed strong. Kalen and Anya found a way to stay connected. They wrote letters to each other. In their letters, they shared their pain, their hopes, and their love. Kaylin promised Anya that he would come back for her. He worked hard, learning how to fight and how to build his own life. Anya, despite her struggles, kept her spirit strong. She believed in Kaylin's promise. Their letters became their lifeline. They gave each other hope and strength to keep going. Years later, Kaylin returned. He was no longer the lonely prince. He had become a strong and determined man. He had wealth, power, and loyal friends who helped him. Kaylin was ready to rescue Anya. With his friends, he stormed the palace where Anya was kept. They fought bravely and freed her from her cruel master. When Kaylin saw Anya again, tears filled his eyes. He held her close and promised never to let her go. Anya smiled, her heart full of love and relief. Kaylin and Anya escaped to a peaceful place, far away from the palace and its rules. They built a simple home where they could live freely. Every day they thanked the stars for bringing them back together. They worked hard, helped others, and found happiness in their new life. Kaylin and Anya's love story became known far and wide. People admired their courage and their strong bond. Their story showed that love can overcome any obstacle. They lived happily, proving that true love is not about riches or status. It's about understanding, kindness, and the courage to fight for what matters.